Georgia's Attorney General will not appoint a new prosecutor to take over two high-profile cases in Fulton County. Fulton's district attorney recently asked Chris Carr to appoint a new prosecutor to handle the Rayshard Brooks shooting case, also a case involving the tasing of two college students during protests last May. Joe Hankey has more details on this new twist in a long simmering story.
Following the death of Rayshard Brooks in the parking lot of a South Atlanta Wendy's after being shot by now former Atlanta police officer Garrett Rolfe, then Fulton County DA Paul Howard charged Rolfe with 11 charges including murder, and Officer Devin Brosnan with 4 charges including aggravated assault. Howard also charged 6 Atlanta police officers after the tasing of 2 college students in downtown Atlanta in May during racial justice protests. In January, new Fulton DA Fani Willis wrote State Attorney General Chris Carr saying her predecessor may have violated state bar rules by obtaining arrest warrants in the cases during his campaign, and then using video evidence from the cases in campaign ads, and issuing grand jury subpoenas when no county grand juries were impaneled. Willis said it would be in the public's best interest if another prosecutor handled both cases. Today, Carr delivered his response. He wrote, "While your letter raises concerns regarding your predecessor in office, those concerns relate to that person. They do not relate to you and do not relate to the office of the district attorney." Carr said it will remain the legal duty of Willis and her office to handle both cases.
If you've got an elected official, the chief prosecutor, saying, I have a conflict here, then you have a conflict.
11 Alive legal analyst Paige Pate says this back and forth is unusual. Often when a DA asks for a new prosecutor, it is granted. Pate says Willis could now raise the issue to a superior court judge and ask that Carr be forced to appoint a new prosecutor. She could decide there are issues with the cases and drop them, or
go ahead, prosecute the case, charge it, and then the defense lawyers would almost certainly ask the judge to recuse her office and have a special prosecutor appointed.
And this afternoon, I contacted Willis's office to see if she has any response to Carr's letter, and I was told her and her staff had not seen Carr's letter until this afternoon when it was published online by news outlets. I'm told right now her staff is preparing a response, and as soon as we receive that, we'll publish it on 11alive.com.
All right, Joe, thanks a lot.